clash of the evening, and it is a much-changed Arsenal team coming out, as is the regular habit in this competition. But there is still some experience within that side, as we see Theo Walcott bringing up the rear and Johan Giroud leading out the team, the likes of Marouane, Chamakh and Laurent Koscielny also in that Arsenal 11 this evening. So not entirely reliant on youth, and Reading supporters coming here in high hopes that this season might not just be about a struggle to maintain their Premier League status, but with a bit of gloss provided by a good run in this competition. They've never been beyond the quarter-finals of it before. If they win tonight, they will be in the quarter-finals. Reading make 6 changes from the weekend draw with Fulham, giving starts to the 2 scoring substitutes in that 3-3 draw, Gareth McCleary and Hal Robson-Kanu. Adam Federici finally reclaims his place in goal after his dodgy start to the season and a knee injury. Noel Hunt returns after scoring in his last 2 appearances, but again, no Danny Guthrie in the 18. Arsenal changed their entire 11 from the win over Queen's Park Rangers. 6 of the players are 21 and under. The junior member of the youthful side is German midfielder Serge Gnabry, who's just 17 and making his first start for the club. Emmanuel Frimpong continues his comeback from a serious cruciate injury, and there is a smattering of experience with the likes of Koscielny, Giroud, Walcott, Chamakh and Andre Arshavin. A serious-looking Arsenal manager. It suggests perhaps he's a little worried about what lies ahead here. And Reading, under the former Arsenal player, Brian McDermott, hoping to end a horrible sequence against Arsenal. This is their 10th meeting with them, and they have lost all of the previous 9. Wide by Coquelin, and here's Gnabry's first touch, which gave the ball away.
Not really the first touch he was looking for, the young man, was it? But could have been worse.
Things can only get better.
Yeah.
He has come on as a substitute in 2 of the last 3 matches, so his appearance is not just limited to the Capital One Cup this season, which shows perhaps a bit of the faith that Arsenal do have in him. Johan Giroud ends up giving the ball away. Chance maybe it seemed for Ledgerwood, who looked instead for Jason Roberts. Jenkinson just getting it away from danger, but that is the first corner.
Well, that's what they've got to be careful of. He gave the ball away, and I'm really surprised Ledgerwood did not opt to shoot. He scored that rocket of a shot, didn't he, against Fulham at the weekend?
Yeah, it was a cracking goal, which he put them ahead in the weekend. Jason Roberts trying to disturb the young goalkeeper, Damien Martinez. Corner swung in, it's Johan Giroud who's up to meet it with a header away. Robson-Kanu, one of the substitutes who had the impact of the weekend, takes on board the throw-in from Nicky Shorey. Noel Hunt, header away by Giroud, and then hooked away by Coquelin, who seemed to get caught as he cleared it. Reading have started well here, and they've earned themselves another corner.
We're only 2 minutes in, aren't we? I guess over the years, lots and lots of teams have felt that set pieces give them good opportunity on occasion against Arsenal. Are up against the best, joint best defence in the Premier League.
Morrison and Gorks forward there, hoping to disturb them. And Morrison got out, and it almost deflected in somehow between the defender on the line, the post and the goalkeeper. Arsenal managed to keep it out. That's Gunter. Header away by Koscielny. Now Ledgerwood. Left behind Gunter.
Well, early alarm for Damien Martinez in the goal. Kasper's Gorgs, or is it Morrison? But it's the post. I think it is young Morrison. Comes back, hits the goalkeeper on the back of the head, and goes harmlessly away. What a lucky escape that is. What a dream start that would have been for Reading.
A little bit of good fortune about it for Damian Martinez.
He was right on cue, wasn't it? We said about set pieces possibly being an avenue to goal. Arsenal have been warned.
Now Laurent Koscielny. As Miguel, who scored the 5th goal in that 6-1 win against Coventry. Now Arshavin. Looking down the middle for Walcott, and the flag had stayed down. Gorks got back. Looks an opportunity that for Theo Walcott.
He just didn't get his touch right. I wonder whether he was aware. Look, runs across the line, stays onside. And this is what Reading have got to be aware of. But his first touch allowed Kasper's Gorks to get back. Clear that for a corner, but it's a good opportunity. I'd be disappointed he didn't manipulate the ball into a better area. He could get a strike away.
A player who's apparently made a big thing of wanting to play a more central role, so his opportunity to get into the middle end. It's maybe the fear for Reading if they progress in this competition. But that might be the sting in the tail. Here's Nicky Shorey. Hunt. Robson Kanu. Roberts! Terrific start for Reading! And it's the old warhorse himself, Jason Roberts!
Well, if you're a young striker and you want to know how to lose a defender, lose your marker, to get on the end of a cross, take a look at this, because at 33 years old, he uses all his nous, Jason Roberts, and he gets his reward. And Jay Tab does really well there, feeds the ball out wide, but watch Roberts, feints like he's going to go near, goes in behind Koscielny, and he's left in front of goal. It's a wonderful cross, but it's wonderful movement that gets Jason Roberts his opportunity, and he is not going to miss from there. It's an emphatic finish, and Reading have got the lead that Brian McDermott, well, he would have been craving against his old club. Didn't he enjoy it?
The first time that Brian McDermott has faced his old club, the 3rd time that Jason Roberts has scored against Arsenal. Long way to go yet for Reading, but a great start for them here. On by Coquelin. Arshavin trying to flick it through, and it's away by Morrison. Here's Roberts. Now McCleary. Gunter. Stooping header clear.
Been a lively start anyway, hasn't it? Got off to the better start, Arsenal. And came into the game, looked to threaten themselves. And it's Reading with that breakthrough. And let's not forget, this is a team that had a clean sheet all season, so there is, as you said, a long way to go.
There's a defence to which Brian McDermott has made changes tonight. He's kept the left back Shorey and Kasper's Gorks in from the weekend. Robson Kanu. In slides Francis Coquelin. He was expecting a goal kick, but the verdict of Kevin Friend is the other way.
The good thing for these Reading players is they know, even on the evidence of this season, that Brian McDermott, yes, he will bring players in. If they do well enough, you know, he'll keep them in at the weekend. It's kind of a manager.
Ledgerwood amongst those waiting for the corner. Hunt and Gorks ended up getting in each other's way. I think Gorks, as the captain, might have been better off pulling rank then. Damian Martinez, the young Argentinian, beaten by Jason Roberts here. It's Arshavin. Federici, who played the first 3 games of the season, didn't particularly distinguish himself and has had to wait for his chance to get back in, so he's another man who's hoping that the manager's rule of the man who has the shirt keeps it might apply if he can turn in a good performance tonight. Here's Gunter. Now Roberts. This is McCleary. Gunter looking to provide with a cross and can't. He had 4 men waiting on that.
That's why he needs to do better. He must do better. Really well worked into the space. Worst thing, isn't it, as a striker, when the wide player just hits the first man. Got to give your teammates a chance.
Ledgerwood looking for a corner, and it is awarded by Kevin Friend. I'm sure Anton Zingarovic and Sir John Medeski would fancy a day out at Wembley in the new year. No wonder Jason Roberts is all smiles. Carl Jenkinson is the man tasked with trying to subdue the threat that Roberts poses here. Towards the far side, but it was met well. Miguel who got it away. Robson County fouled by Andrei Arshavin. Picture of innocence.
That's not where Arsenal wants him, is it? 1v1. He's one of Reading's wide players. There's going to be one winner. It's yet another opportunity to get some quality into that penalty area. They've already shown it can cause Arsenal problems from these situations.
Roberts at the moment staying in an offside position, but I'm sure he'll move back as kick is taken here by Nicky Shorey. And Reading have 4 others waiting just behind him. Top team to leave it for McCleary to take the throw in. So it's left for Chris Gunter to take. McCleary's worked it through well. Gunter tries to line it up, and it's gone in. It's an own goal. It's gone in off Lauren Koscielny, and Arsenal's despair compounded, but joy here for Reading, who lead them 2-0.
Well, just like the first goal, they're getting down the sides, they get in behind Arsenal, and they get into an area where they can put a real dangerous cross into the box. It's good, it's tight there, isn't it? But McCleary does well. Gunter finds space, and Koscielny, well, he's beyond the near post. He has to try and intercept it, and the only kind of contact that he can get that will send that ball in the net, he somehow manages to get. And that's really unfortunate for Damien Martinez in the goal, but sure, Brian McDermott doesn't care.
Well, Brian McDermott, who was a winger at Arsenal in the late 70s, early 80s, played over 70 games for the club, was there with some really good players, the likes of Liam Brady, Frank Stapleton were there at the time, David O'Leary. And he's well on the way now to leading Reading to their first ever victory over Arsenal. And it could get even better here. Ledgerwood's effort is blocked.
That's McCleary arriving. Another cross that Arsenal just don't deal with. Very fortunate in the end. It's Koscielny. He hits.
Hawks climbing with a header. They still haven't managed to get it clear. Here's Ledgerwood. And he looks for another strike at goal! And he's got it in! This is unreal! 3 up inside 20 minutes. Mikael Ledgerwood scores for the 2nd game in a row. Martinez finding his shot too hot to handle. And despair for Arsene Wenger, whose team are being ripped to shreds.
Well, they are. This is an absolute disaster for the young goalkeeper. Comes from a corner, and it very much looks as if they've got that clear, but Sloppy Shamak that gives the ball away. Wood does really, really well here. But that should not be finding the back of the net. You can see by the angle that the ball goes in, Martinez gets it all wrong. He's trying to palm it away to his left, and somehow the ball squirms into his right. And this is not something that he will want to see in the future. It's a horrible mistake from the young goalkeeper.
Well, that's the risk you take when you change your team as dramatically as Arsenal have, but they don't even really have the excuse tonight of having filled the team completely out with youngsters. Here's Gnabry. Robson Kanu bringing it clear. Here's Tab. Johan Giroud. Bad night for him as captain.
Well, Arsene Wenger really needs the more experienced players out there to stand up and be counted now. They've got to pull the team together. They've got to encourage the young lads. Otherwise, it could be an absolutely disastrous night. This is unexpected. He will have believed that he'd put a team out there very, very capable of competing here tonight and winning here tonight. Not in his wildest dreams could he imagine being 3 down in the first 20 minutes.
Could get even worse yet. Almost a chance for Roberts. Shamak. Cleared by Jenkinson. Here's Gawks. Now Shorey. Here's Arshavin. Frimpong. Who can be the man to give Arsenal a lift? They do have players out there with plenty of first-team experience. Even a player like Jenkinson at right-back has played in most of the matches that Arsenal have had this season. Only left out of the weekend after Bakary Sagna's return. And this is the worst of all worlds for Arsenal in a week where, of course, they go back to Manchester United at the weekend, where they conceded 8 last season.
I'm sure they'll all love you for reminding them of that. Not good preparation, is it? I'm sure it'll be a completely different team, but nevertheless, you don't have to do much to get yellow cards these days.
Shamak losing out to Morrison. Here's Mikel Ledgerwood, urged to shoot again, and after what happened last time might have been tempted, but instead finds McCleary. Hunt! In off the post! Reading are running riot! Arsenal are being annihilated here!
Well, Arsene Wenger's not happy. He's with the fourth official. He just feels like there should have been a foul given Arsenal's way in the lead up to that goal. Shamak was the player in the middle of all that. He lost the previous challenge, but that there, maybe a little bit of a nudge in the back on Shamak, not given. And look what happens. Again, Reading work the ball wide, and this is where they've been absolutely lethal. Noel Hunt, a player that I'm sure Arsenal don't probably know too much about, but if they do their homework, what they will know about Noel Hunt is just how very, very good in the air he is. One of the best headers of a ball that I've seen for a few years, and that is a wonderful header. An absolute wonderful header, but Arsene Wenger maybe has a case.
Well, the fourth goal means that some Arsenal fans, we assume, have seen enough and are heading for home already. Going into face up to Martinez, who's had a tortuous first half.
You were saying he got lucky on the first attempt at goal, weren't we, when it bounced off the post onto the back of his head, but Little did we know what was to come.
Little did he know. Here's Arshavin, and now the chance for Walcott to make an impact for Arsenal. And at last, something goes right for them, right near the end of the half. Could that be the start of an improbable comeback?
It needs to be the spark, doesn't it? It really does. And this is what you want to see more of from Theo Walcott. Gets himself in between defenders, onside, and once he's away, they're not going to catch him. And this is what I think he doesn't maybe get the credit he deserves for sometimes. In front of goal, he stays calm, and it's a really cool, calculated finish. Dinks it over Federici. Tiny, tiny glimmer of hope.
Well, it may be the eve of Halloween, but this is Arsenal's Fright Night. Worst 45 minutes that many can remember, I'm sure, in the Arsene Wenger reign. Despair for the Arsenal defenders going off. They were trailing by 4-0. Koscielny scored an own goal past his keeper, Damien Martinez. Arsenal were barely made. The fact that when they were 4-0 up at Newcastle, they allowed their opponents back into it to get a 4-4 draw. And of course, last season they had 90 minutes to turn around a 4-goal deficit against Milan. Nearly did it in the second leg of their Champions League tie, but only managed to get the 3 in the end. So can the comeback started by Theo Walcott at the end of the half be completed in the second half by Arsenal?
I would say if there's any chance whatsoever of that happening, they need to start the second half really fast. Try and put Reading under some pressure, because for the most part, apart from the last minute, very, very comfortable for Reading. Arsenal need to look at it as a second half. Can they make life uncomfortable for Reading? As Niall said, if they can get the second goal, then it might start getting a bit interesting.
Morrison. Here's Chris Gunter, who did play in a 4-4 draw against Arsenal in his Tottenham days. He came on trailing at 4-2, and Spurs eventually got an equaliser in injury time.
Young Miguel, the left back, just went flying into a challenge there. Be very, very careful. Already been booked.
Climbing again, and Robson Canu's in there, and Martinez has to claw that one away.
Well, I told you about Noel Hunt in the air, and anybody hasn't seen him prior to this season, most of his career in the Championship, he's a little fella with a big spring. Really gives Robson Kanu real opportunity.
Shawry's ball across. Morrison wins the header. And well, they're furious there because they think Noel Hunt should have had a penalty. Ledgerwood pulls it back across dangerously. Oh, it was nearly another own goal. It came off Miguel.
Well, they're surrounding the referee because they feel they should have had a penalty, and I have to say, from where I'm standing, I can't argue against that. This ball comes in right in the back there. Shamak just bundles into the back of Noel Hunt, who can't believe it. Then it hits the arm, I think, of Coquelin. And then as the ball's played in, young left back nearly completes ultimate nightmare.
And they've won another corner. It is mayhem in that Arsenal backline at the moment. Absolute mayhem.
And they have done so well as well over the course of the season to shore things up defensively. You know, it's a different defence. You got to remember, 3 of them very experienced.
Shawry's kick again. Martinez didn't look particularly convincing, but he was impeded in the referee's view.
Well, I know I said goalkeepers are overprotected, but even I can't have any complaints about this. He's always going to get clattered there. Morrison comes in, but I wonder if this game hadn't been 4-1, whether or not anything would have been different, because that is clearly a penalty. Nowhere near the ball, just bundles Hunt over and gets away with one. I think the referee was in a good enough position to see that and give it maybe his a bit of sympathy. Standards over the last 16, 17 years while he's been there, and so very, very high.
Changing the team round isn't an excuse. It's getting on the end of the throw-in. Koscielny trying to isolate him, but Roberts has got past him. Hunts in the middle if he can pull it across. Back instead to Ledgerwood, who lifts this one over.
Well, it's young Gnabry. That actually saves his team from going 5 down, but brilliant play from Jason Roberts. Poor defending. Should never, from that position there, be able to get into the position he ends up. Too strong, too good, very unselfish layoff, and Gnabry comes in. Puts Ledgerwood under enough pressure for him to sky the shot.
There's McCleary. Coquelin trying to put him under pressure. And Miguel away. It's been fairly relentless in terms of Arsenal's defending so far in the second half. Here's a rare opportunity for them to break. It's Theo Walcott again. Oh, and between goalkeeper and post, it goes behind.
I think it's Chris Gunter that shows determination. The right back as Walcott makes his run, checks it a little bit, stays onside, and that's a good ball. Saving grace for Reading, maybe it's on his weaker left side, but Gunter does well, gets back.
Corner's poor. Koscielny. Now Giroud. Jenkinson. Hunt stopped it with his hand.
Lenient, really. Most referees would probably give a yellow card for something like that. Deliberate handball.
Oh, Hunt, though, got away with it.
I'm sure he'd rather have had a penalty. Taking his yellow card.
Here's Emmanuel Frimpong. Now Jenkinson. Miguel. This is Coquelin. Frimpong. Walcott. Now Gnabry. Oh, he did really well.
Well, only once before in the entire match has he had a 1v1 where he cut inside at the other end and unleashed a shot that got deflected, but this time ends up going outside. That is a really good effort. You know what? A real goal-scoring poacher would have followed that in and had a tap in there. Arsenal maybe don't have one in the starting 11. Arsenal have improved in the last 10 minutes or so.
Walcott's corner, Giroud's header! And talk about an instant impact! Arsenal really are motoring now.
Wow, this is a fantastic header. I mean, the corner is hit with such pace. Curling away from Giroud, but the way he redirects that pace, absolutely wonderful. Federici can't get across far enough to get enough on it to keep it out. That is a wonderful header. We've got a game on our hands here. Looked for a long time as if we hadn't, but as I said, something different about Arsenal, the intensity of their passing, their movement. They look like different players.
And so within 2 minutes of coming on, Olivier Giroud with his third goal of the season really gives Arsenal a big boost, and Reading now with every reason to be nervous. Still 25 minutes to hold out, having had that emphatic 4-0 lead. Will any Arsenal fans who did drift away be left to regret that decision, I wonder? Here's the other substitute, Eisfeld. Koscielny. Shamak. Eisfeld. Little flick from Theo Walcott. They're hoping it'll run, but Nicky Shorey in the end has to deal with it. Olivier Giroud was loitering again. There's Johan Giroud. Here's Giroud. Blocked by Morrison. Giroud onto it again and strikes again. It's come back, but fortunately for Federici, it's Nicky Shorey who's there to clear. He has made a difference.
Yeah, he has. He's in the mood, isn't he? He's confident. He believes that he can score 30 yards. Finding a nice little bit of space in between the midfield areas and the attacking areas. He's seen a lot of the ball since he's come on, the young man.
Back enough. Redknapp was onside. Here's Carl Jenkinson. Miguel. And again Miguel. Jenkinson. Coquelin. Taken by Arshavin. Giroud's header! And Federici tips it away crucially.
Silly challenge. To be fair, Kasper's Gorks has done him a favour. Bang straight up. Not having a really good thing and a real good effort on target. And a little bit silly, but fantastic improvisation by Giroud to get that header on target. And it's going again with pace, but then reckless. Reckless challenge. Sees him see yellow.
Koscielny. Now Coquelin. Here's Miguel. And Shabin. Trying to escape somehow from Chris Gunter. And he has. Giroud is in the thick of it again, but it's an Arsenal corner.
They haven't gone down without a fight, and I think that was the biggest request probably at half-time from Arsene Wenger.
Shamak. Oh, Giroud is diving in, but couldn't quite get the touch he needed.
He's been right in the thick of everything, hasn't he, since he's come on the pitch? How close is he? Very close is the answer. Shamak gets the flick on. Never going to score from there. And Giroud is on the move. He's very close.
Gunter. Eisfeld.
Brilliant.
Played himself out of that very neatly, didn't he?
Fantastic. He looks sharp, razor sharp, actually.
Here's Andre Arshavin. Another letdown for Arsenal.
It is.
Koscielny! And the man who scored against Arsenal now scores for them. And Arsenal are 3/4 of the way to a famous comeback.
Wow. Again, Brian McDermott won't be happy with the defending. Kasper's Gorks. It is. Challenges, runs under the ball. That leaves Koscielny with a free header. Not going to miss from there. I just wonder. I think the all-important thing now is what is that board? It's going to be held up any second by the fourth official. Going to say.
Well, no one's leaving now. Reading 4, Arsenal 3. Arsenal have done three-quarters of the job in repairing the humiliation they suffered in that first half when they were 4-0 down. Jason Roberts, who started the scoring off, is dragged down, and Laurent Koscielny, who's just scored, has also recently been booked by Kevin Friend. From his body language, there's no suggestion that he's going to produce another card here, but Koscielny might be a very lucky man.
I think Leslie Wood needs to leave it. Kevin Friend's here. There's no question that Laurent Koscielny is a very, very lucky boy. We said earlier, didn't we, Kevin Friend has been very, very lenient all evening.
The answer to the question, there are 4 added minutes. Still time for Arsenal to stage their comeback and to take it into extra time. So no surprise that Reading are just trying to keep it in that corner now.
I'd suggest Arsenal flood that area over there because they know what Reading are going to try and do. There's no point in leaving players anywhere but over there. They've got to win the ball back.
Well, here's the opportunity for a break, and it rests with Andre Arshavin. Can he pick out the kind of ball that Arsenal need? Walcott, who started the revival, is the man who's got on the end of this. Giroud is available for the pullback. Shamak's in the middle. Walcott's gone all the way through, and it's narrowly wide. You've got a touch on the way as well. Corner.
Wow. Maybe we haven't seen the end of it. Let's not forget. Last corner. Arsenal scored, and that was close.
Well, not the goalkeeper coming forward, but virtually everybody else is. Walcott's corner goes across. Pogrebniak gets it away, and now Reading looking to break and settle it once and for all. McAnuff's on the far side if Pogrebniak sees him. And even if he has, he doesn't think he can get the ball across to him. He did.
Oh, it's Koscielny again, you know. Walks away, doesn't dare look at Kevin Friend.
Still the referee lets it go on. Here's Laurent Koscielny.
Since the Walcott run and chance, Reading have done well. They've kept Arsenal away from the danger area.
Well, we're beyond the 4 minutes indicated. But the indications are that Arsenal might get the opportunity to launch one last assault on the Reading goal. Coquelin gets the ball in towards Marouane. Shamak headed down. Walcott with a chance. And is it over?
Yeah, that's over.
It is now. It's been turned in the end by Jenkinson to make absolutely sure. And Arsenal have done it. From 4-0 down, they've drawn it level right at the death.
Well, when I looked at the assistant referee, I'm sure I saw daylight between the first effort. He did not raise his flag. I was astounded. It doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter now, but long hopeful ball, knocked down, Walcott, that's well over. The assistant referee, unobstructed view, has got to see that. It doesn't matter now, but it could have mattered. That is the big thing. I mean, you've got to see that from where you're standing. Jenkinson follows up. There's a handball in there to boot. Reading don't like it because they feel nearly 96 minutes been played. Time should have been up.
Well, Jenkinson's goal has stopped a potential controversy there, because had he not followed it up, then maybe the goal wouldn't have counted. Jason Roberts, furious in his discussions there with Michael Oliver. But Arsenal have completed the seemingly impossible. They were 4-0 down. Theo Walcott got them a goal at the right time, just on the brink of half-time, but with an immense fight back in the second half through Giroud, Koscielny and Carl Jenkinson. They have taken it. Continued with goals from Giroud, Koscielny, who scored for both sides tonight, and Carl Jenkinson. Although controversially, really, Theo Walcott should be having that goal because his initial effort had crossed the line. But oh ye of little faith,
yeah.
Those supporters who left must be regretting that decision now. Here's Joby McAnuff trying to get Reading back in front. It's a great run from the Reading man.
twos from Eisfeld. He's trying to pass that ball, but it's Joby McAnuff's opportunity at the other end. Koscielny's got a dilemma because Pogrebniak's outside of him. He can't go to McAnuff. Comes inside Giroud, and that will do Damian Martinez's confidence the world of good.
He needed that, the goalkeeper, who was at fault for Ledgerwood's goal in the first half. And then Arsenal were all over the place, and they started like that in the second half too. Chamakh just dragging it through for Olivier Giroud. Here's Arshavin. Marouane Chamakh goes for goal and does it! Arsenal, who were 4-0 down, lead for the first time, and it's the forgotten man, Marouane Chamakh, who has his name up in lights.
Looking down at Brian McDermott, poor Brian McDermott. Just pacing around his technical area. Cannot believe what he's seen. Lovely build-up play. Chamakh it was that flicked that ball to Giroud and carried on. Arshavin gets it back to Chamakh. And how often do you see it? When a shot goes through a defender's legs, goalkeeper unsighted, late reacting, it's in the corner. And Chamakh has given his team the lead. And has this been one of the most remarkable comebacks of all time, because it's been a sensational game. Doesn't he just love it?
Well, it's the first time really Arsene Wenger's had a smile tonight, and something really concrete to celebrate. His team in the lead. Federici has to get to that ahead of Marouane Chamakh. Here's Andre Arshavin as Arsenal look to squeeze home their advantage here. Well, so 13 minutes of extra time, unlucky for Reading. Marouane Chamakh's first goal in 13 months. And it's given Arsenal this remarkable 5-4 lead.
Remarkable, very fitting word for what we've witnessed here this evening.
Here's Eisfeld. Theo Walcott. And he's all the way through this time. Well, there would have been an argument with Johansson then if he'd scored the hat-trick.
Almost telegraphed to Adam Federici where he was going to put that shot, you know. Allowed the keeper to save it.
Reading off the hook there. And does that give them the encouragement that they need? Church looking to get through, and a life-saving challenge there to prevent Church from dragging Reading level. Koscielny, the man who made it.
Just in the nick of time. And this was Theo Walcott's telegraphs where he's going to put that ball for me. It's easier for the goalkeeper than perhaps it should have been. That's the remit here.
Sure, he plays it in dangerously, and Martinez redeems himself with a fine save to possibly keep Arsenal in this.
Oh, that is good goalkeeping. Did the flag go up? I think the flag did go up. He wasn't to know that. Morrison coming around the back, is it? A wonderful save. Can get the ball in the right areas.
Here is Robson Kanu. McAnuff was in there waiting, but it's gone all the way across to Gunter. And the header's in from Pogrebniak. Absolutely astonishing.
Well, Arsenal arms are in the air. They want offside. They really want offside. They're not going to get it. Well, as you were. Deep cross. Arsenal just let it go all the way to the back post, and as that is struck, well, maybe level. And of course, all that the assistant referee can see is Laurent Koscielny's red shirt. He can't see the two blue shirts behind him. And Pogrebniak following in is the simplest of headers. And it's game on again. How many more shifts and changes are we going to see? Quite remarkable.
Well, Reading, we're heading for the exit door from the Capital One Cup, but yet again they've summoned that spirit to find an equaliser. And now Arsenal I've got to do it all over again, and they might get the chance as Shamak goes in, and Federici does enough. And now, it's you have a go, we have a go again, and it's Reading coming forward with Robson Kanu. Who's going to get the 11th goal of this remarkable night?
You say that with such certainty that there is going to be an 11th goal. That's 5 minutes to go. Hard to disagree with what we've seen.
A yellow card for Thomas Eisfeld. Koscielny in a battle with Simon Church. Here's Arshavin. Try to slide it through for Marouane Chamakh. Arsenal having climbed the mountain have got to do it again. Giroud looking to do it for them, and it's narrowly wide.
Well, I looked at Adam Federici and he did not move, and I don't think it's because he thought this was going wide. This is a brilliant effort. Goes early, goes with the outside of his left boot. Federici do nothing about that if that's on target.
Here's Church. Gunter's got forward if Ledgerwood can pick him out, and he has. Reading pouring forward, 4 to the left of the fullback here. And Martinez can pick that up in relative comfort. Again, there'll be a question of stoppage time and whether it can be won before penalties. Ledgerwood trying to make that argument academic. Koscielny, though, is in the way.
Oh, he's gone as well. Koscielny look charging forward.
And it's Arshavin. There'll be 2 minutes of stoppage time. Men in the box if he can get it across. And he has it off the line. Shots on follow-up. And it's turned in. And surely this time, Theo Walcott has won it. 11 goals on a mad night at the Medeski Stadium. And Arsenal, having seemingly been down and out once, then pegged back again by Reading, have surely hit now for the last time.
Well, this is about desire, it's about drive, it's about determination, and Laurent Koscielny is the player who starts this off. He's in the middle of your picture there, the centre-half. He's busting the gut, as have 3, 4 other Arsenal players to break there, break quickly, and they are punished. And did we say Arshavin may have the last laugh? I think he has. It may have been a goal for Walcott, but Andre Arshavin has torn Reading to pieces for just the one time that was necessary. And Walcott, I think he's just scored the winning goal. What an amazing, amazing game. And even Arsene Wenger, well, he must be stunned by what he's seen here tonight.
Ledgerwood going down the middle looking for Pavel Pogrebnyak. Check on the watch already from the referee. It's in dangerously, and Koscielny meets it once more. Still Reading keep up the pressure. It's floated back in, and Martinez now does show safe hands when they're needed and launches one looking for Giroud.
Wow. Arsene Wenger not happy because his goalkeeper has given the ball back to Reading, basically.
Will they pay for that? Gawks wins the header. Can't find a teammate. Cleared by Walcott. And a missed header gives Chamakh a chance to seal it once and for all for Arsenal here. And he has! So ends one of the most remarkable nights in League Cup history as Arsenal claim a 7th. Arsene Wenger heads for the quarter-finals of this competition, and he will wonder, and many others will wonder, how they've got there.
Well, pure and simply, absolute and utter drive, determination, character. It is a shame that such a game needed to be clinched on a mistake, a defensive mistake, but Chamakh really punishes Chris Gunter. That's a calm, calculated finish. And what started out as a dream in heaven has turned into a nightmare. You have to feel for Brian McDermott.
Here is Ledgerwood. One of the most remarkable nights in the history of this competition. Arsenal through to the quarter-finals of the League Cup.